So hey besties, today we are going to make us a oven roasted brisket. Now I have never made brisket before. This is my first time doing it. So when I was in the supermarket shopping, I saw they had a little small piece of brisket and I wanted to go ahead and try and make it at home in the oven. So if you have some tips and tricks, let them know and leave them in my comment section below and let me know how I can improve my brisket recipe. Now this is the brisket I got. First thing I did was go ahead and clean it. I added some vinegar, I added some cold water, and I let it sit there for just about 5 minutes. If you do not like to clean your protein, you can go ahead and skip past this step. After that, my brisket was clean. I patted it dry and I went on ahead and put a neutral oil on top of it. Now, after I got my neutral oil on top of it, I went in with some of my seasonings, such as some parsley. I did use some of that Kinder's, the blend, but I'm going to show you all the seasonings I use in just a second. Now, I did go on the internet and look at how other people did their brisket, and based on what I had in the house, that's how I put this recipe together. Now, do understand, brisket is something that is not a quick and easy meal. This is not something that you do when you have to have dinner on the table in 30 minutes. This is a low and slow all day long. I had my oven on 300 degrees and I had my brisket in the oven for about 5 to 6 hours. It all depends on how big your brisket is. That will determine how long it needs to stay in the oven, and because we are cooking it on a lower heat, it is going to take more time. Now, the only thing I wish I would have did after seeing other people's recipes is trim off some of the fat. I thought it didn't need any trimming because some of the other briskets I saw did have a lot more fat on it. So this was kind of like just a little bit, but I kind of do wish I would have trimmed some of it off, but I still feel like it turned out amazing. So after I got that side seasoned, I went on ahead, flipped it over, and we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side, and we're going to season it aggressively. When it comes to beef is something I feel like needs to be seasoned aggressively so that it can take in and lock in all of that flavors, especially if you're using a large piece of meat, just like I am using this brisket right here. But honestly, it's not that big compared to some of the other ones I've seen, but it is still a big piece of meat that needs a lot more seasoning than you would do something like chicken or fish. So after I got it nice and seasoned just like this, I went on ahead and flipped it back over so that all those seasonings can absorb, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in the fridge. After I stick it in the fridge, I'm going to go ahead and let it marinate for a couple of hours before I'm ready to go ahead and put it inside of the oven. Now, this is how my brisket looked once I flipped it over and I got all my seasonings on there. I wanted to make sure I got seasoning on every single part of it, make sure all those flavors were going to go through, make sure everything was good and incorporated. Now, this is the list of seasonings that I use. I did use some thyme. I went on ahead and added some smoked paprika to it because you know your girl loves her smoked paprika. I did add some parsley. We did add some rosemary. Also, in addition to that, I used some of that Grill Mate Smash seasoning. In addition to that Grill Mate Smash seasoning, we went in with some Kinder's, the steak blend. Even though we're not making steak, it's still for beef. Brazilian Steakhouse because it's for beef. And I also used some Kinder's, the blend, which is just salt, pepper, and garlic. After my brisket was done marinating, I took it out, let it sit so it became room temperature, put it in the oven until it reached the internal temperature that you desire. I want mine all the way cooked, but I still want it to be nice and juicy. So I did take it out after about 6 hours, let it rest for about 30 minutes, and then it was time to go ahead and cut into it and see how your girl did. And I was hoping and praying that everything turned out the way it was supposed to, because this was dinner for tonight. We didn't have no plan B, no other options. So here I am just trying to go ahead, slice it nice and thin, check it out, see if I did what I was supposed to do. And I see it's looking nice and juicy. I see some of the juices when I'm cutting it. I'm pressing down on it, making sure you can just see the juice right there dripping from the fat. So I was pretty happy with how it came out. Again, this is my first attempt ever making brisket, and I think it came out good. But even though it came out good, there is always room for improvement. So like I said, drop me some tips and tricks down in the comment section below on how to make this brisket. I did go ahead and make me a little sweet potato. I wanted to make a salad, so I put a chopped salad on the side, put a few pieces of brisket on there. I got me some barbecue sauce, and dinner was done. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, besties.